All right, councilors, good morning. Could everybody please be seated? Let me take up a couple of housekeeping matters to begin with. First one being, it has been brought to the court's attention that Mr. Menendez has been taken into custody this morning, and I'll let that process kind of play out. However, due to that particular issue, the court's going to go ahead and sever Mr. Farley on its own motion. I'm doing that based upon a couple of cases, Hill versus the state at 239 Georgia 278, as well as Harrington versus the state at 315 Georgia Appeals 101, which basically state both cases read in tandem, state for the proposition that I, as the trial court, have discretion to sever even on my own motion prior to trial. And since we have not impaneled the jury and they haven't been sworn, I'm going to exercise that particular discretion on the court's behalf. So at this point, I'm going to take roll at this point. See who's here, and then we'll figure out what goes on for the day. Mr. Beatty, Mr. Partridge. Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Mr. Stillwell and Mr. Sharp, Mr. Botts. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Mr. Williams, Mr. Steele, Mr. Adams. Good morning, gentlemen. Good morning. Your Honor. Mr. Mender, Ms. Fagan. Good morning. Mr. Kendrick. Let's see, Mr. Weinstein. Good morning, Judge. Good morning. Mr. Huey, Mr. Matthews. Good morning. Mr. Myrick and Ms. Bernard. Good morning. Mr. Nichols and let's see, Mr. Garner. Good morning. Mr. Adams and Ms. Callum. Good morning. Mr. Blaylock and Mr. Hill. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Mr. Dorsey and Mr. Jimenez. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right. Mr. Eppinger and Mr. Johnson. Good morning. Okay. And Mr. Ryan and Misty Williams. Good morning. Okay. All right, State. Given where we are and where we find ourselves, do you have any other witnesses that would be appropriate to handle Mr. Sharp's matter, or any other things we have planned for today?
Yes, Your Honor. The 3 witnesses are still available. The 3 witnesses are still available to handle the rest of the March 16th motions, which deal with Mr. Stillwell.
Is that correct, Mr. Sharp?
Yes. May I ask just point of clarification, because I couldn't quite understand the court. Did you say that Mr. Farley is severed from the case for these motions, correct?
Mr. Farley's been severed. I mean, he'll go on for with the other folks that I have for trial.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? All right.